After I find a tissue, it's probably one in my pocket, will relate to you how our protest went. Here's one. So, my hand over the speaker. Okay. All right. So we went
to the theater tonight that was going to show a Strange World movie, and we stood outside. They did give us some popcorn. That was nice.
Yeah. Well, one of our friends went inside and got popcorn, give it to us.
Yeah.
Because some of the people were just going inside the theater for the free snacks. They weren't staying to see the movie.
Yeah, we actually saw multiple people, so they were going to give away free snacks, and the movie was free. We actually saw multiple people go in and just get the free snacks and leave. And so we stood out there with our signs and prayed most of the time. And we're really pleased that we had some good interactions with people. Even some young girls came up and asked us what we were doing and why we felt we needed to be there.
So what were we doing? What movie were we protesting?
So we were protesting Strange World, and the main thing we were protesting was the fact that this was part of that town's Christmas celebration. They had a Christmas celebration, and part of it includes a free movie for everyone, free movie and free snacks. And they chose to use the movie Strange World, which is an LGBTQ propaganda movie pushing those ideologies in children. The movie has an overtly gay character who dreams about another boy and different things. And
hi, Nana and Baker.
Is that Nana Grace?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Nana Grace. I was watching your video earlier about your Nintendo games, and I was thinking you were kind of a mean grandma. Just kidding. You know your grandkids better than me.
Well, anyway, really gay Disney movie, Strange World, and so we were talking to a lady outside that's part of the chamber, and she said, well, we found out it was a gay movie later on, and we couldn't change it because of the contract we're after. Yeah. And I heard it's just lightly gay, like they won't even notice it. But fortunately, there was this cute little girl out there, and she said, no, I knew what it was. And yeah, she said there's even hearts. Like she made it clear that children will know what's going on with this movie.
I get this girl, I would guess her at like 10 years old, wouldn't you? 10, 11 years old. And she had already seen it and said like, oh yeah, it was obviously a gay movie. And so
it's not settled so that little children will get it. They'll get it. And kids, why is it even in there in the first place?
Right. And the reason we went to protest it is because they're not just because it's a gay movie. I mean, there's gay stuff all the time everywhere. Our country's kind of headed the wrong direction. But what really bothered us was we saw an ad in the paper, and it said this was part of Smith Center's big Christmas celebration. It was like, come out on Saturday and see this movie for free.
So to honor Christ's birthday.
Yeah. And one little girl
show a gay movie.
And a little girl came up to me and asked me, like, why are you guys doing this? And I asked her, I said, do you know what Christmas means, what it's about? And she said, and both of the girls said, oh, yeah, it's Christ's birth. And I said, yes, exactly. I said, and Christ said that homosexuality is a sin and it's wrong. I said, so don't you think it's a little ironic that on Christ's birth, they're celebrating by doing something that he would have not liked? And they were just kind of like, okay. I mean, they didn't really like come on board, but I think that made them think.
To their heads, like they'll be less likely to be manipulated like Disney wants them to be.
Yeah, and
they're aware of what's going on.
And we talked to one man who had 3 little girls, and I think he was probably their grandpa. He looked like he was in his 50s, and they were probably like 8, 9, 10 years old. And he stopped and read the sign and then said, oh, that's what this movie. And I said, yeah, this is a gay teen romance movie. And he said, oh, leave it to them to screw this up. And, you know, he used some different words. But anyway, at least now he was aware that what his kids were seeing. And we also prayed that people would walk out of the movie, and I'm really hopeful that they did. I've heard that across the country, people have been walking out of this movie in droves. So we're hoping that that happened again tonight. But it made us really sad that they used Jesus's birth to play this movie. Like, that's just, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully God used us tonight to change some minds and hearts, and people definitely, we were happy that quite a few people engaged with us, and we had some good dialogue about this. So.
Yeah, and there was hardly anybody that went to the movie.
Right.
Usually it's lined up along the block, and there were hardly any people that did come see this movie, so I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, last year people were parking blocks and blocks away. It was so busy. I mean, there was just no parking anywhere. But this year, it was only like a few cars on one side of the street. And I would guess that probably maybe 30 people went to it. And this is a theater that I would say can hold probably about 200 people, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Probably about a 200. And when we went to the free movie last time, it was packed. I think they might have even opened up some seating in the back, like brought in some chairs or something. I don't remember, but I remember it was packed. It was a full house, and tonight it was pretty much empty compared to what they usually have.
And you know what I think is funny? I think this is the first time that anybody in that town has ever seen protest in their town.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had little signs, and we stood like out of the way of people, and we didn't call a lot of attention to ourselves, but of course people are curious to what we're doing, and so they all read it.
Right.
But yeah, I think they were all like amazed that somebody was doing something like that.
Yeah, I was telling her, I bet nobody here's ever seen a protest, because in little towns, you know, what are people going to protest? And my feeling is that Kansans themselves are not much for protesting.
Right.
They're kind of a more laid back people. So anyway, but we just hope that Jesus was glorified through what we did, and we hope that people's minds were open to what's going on. And, you know, people that did see the movie, hopefully they'll have talks with their kids about what they saw, because that's the sad thing. I think so many kids nowadays get this garbage fed to them all the time, and they don't have parents to tell them what's right and wrong, so they just think like, oh, I guess this is normal.
Right. Yeah.
So.
It makes me sad, like people, like one of the grandpa was clearly upset that it was that type of movie, but he still brought his cute little girls inside to see it. Like, it makes me mad that people won't protect kids more. Just leave them to and they're defenseless.
Yeah. And one lady said to us, oh, I heard there's worse stuff on, TV commercials that play. And she's probably right. In fact, she's definitely right. I've seen some commercials that are like downright gross nowadays. They're getting really bad. But that's no excuse. It's like, oh, the kids are already getting this garbage, so let's feed them a whole bunch more. No, it's absolutely not. And then definitely, like I said, it's despicable to use Christ's birth as a tool to promote this garbage. So
Nona says that she hasn't seen a protest around where she lives either, and she said it's sad that they still went into the theater.
Yeah. Do you want us to come and protest something out there?
Yeah. We'll just be the professional protesters on the conservative side.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any of those. No, I know there is on the left.
Nona lives out in New York, but not New York City. She's
downstate.
She's in upstate New York.
Buffalo,
I think she's in Western New York, perhaps. I just know that she's not in New York City because she makes that very clear on her YouTube channel.
I went to New York City one time when we had a 13-hour layover, and then we went to Rockefeller Plaza or Square, whatever you call it, and then we saw Saks Fifth Avenue, and there was it that store? They had all of the ritzy stores on a block, and they had their windows dressed up for Christmas, and it was really something special to see. It's a gorgeous city.
Yeah, it is a beautiful city. Would not want to live there, though.
She says it's so cold here, closer to the Pennsylvania line.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cold here. It was 30 degrees out there just now. But overnight, I think last night it dipped down into the teens. How cold is it in New York? Does it get down into the teens at night or maybe colder?
Close to Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I had to look it up.
Is Erie very eerie?
It's very scary. Well, I heard that they were getting like 4 feet of snow.
Yeah, I guess
So-
Buffalo got a lot of snow, right?
Yeah. We're gonna go see if our favorite restaurant is open.
It's nice to have you guys in the chat, and it's nice to have Nona Grace in the chat because I don't think I've ever seen her in one of our chats. So
Oh.
we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you've been in one, but it's probably been a while if you have, because I don't remember. But I really enjoy watching your videos. She always has something fun to say,
Hey,
And-
no parts.
and I like when her hubby chimes in the back.
Says no, we're more in the 30s now.
Oh well, you're lucky. That's not too bad. Yeah, out in Kansas, it's been down in the teens overnight.
So the synopsis, no parts, is that we learned that there was a LGBTQ movie that they're putting on in a small town out here in Kansas for the Christmas celebration. For every year they give a free movie, and they decided on that one this year. So we went out there and held signs and just to let the parents know exactly what they were in for. And I think
Right.
a couple people decided not to do it. So we're happy to protect a couple kids there, and there was some children with some questions, and so I think that's good
Yeah.
protection as
Yeah,
well.
good
So they know
conversations.
what's happening. They can see that they're trying to be propagandized.
Yeah, we're protesting the movie Strange World from Disney. We're not protesting that movie per se, although we totally are in disagreement with that. It's basically an LGBTQ propaganda movie.
Hey, RG.
But what really upset us is this was part of that town's Christmas celebration. So it really bothered us that they were using the birth of Christ to promote a LGBTQ movie. And it's not like a lot of people don't understand. It's not like Disney's done movies before where there's some background character and it's like, oh, maybe they're gay. No, this is an overtly propaganda movie. One of the main characters, who's a teenage boy, is shown in the movie. There's scenes of him dreaming about this other boy, and there's a scene where they're like squeezing their cheeks together and they're so happy. And there's according to one little girl that we talked to, there's even scenes of like hearts with the boys, you know. So it makes
Yeah.
this movie makes it very clear that those two boys are in love with each other.
I guess something funny to say.
Yeah.
That Nona Grace, she said that she hasn't been to see a movie since the Hunger Games, except for autocorrect turned it into Hungarian games.
Well, that's an even better.
Yeah, Hungarian.
Well,
That's
you're not
awesome.
missing much because I don't know, the last few years I've been saying it over and over, like, why can't they make good movies anymore? Like when we were younger, they made so many like great movies that you just wanted to see over and over. But nowadays, not much. I will say that we both really liked Top Gun. The new Top Gun movie was very well done.
I like not the last Jurassic Park, but the one before it.
Yeah, the most recent Jurassic Park was pretty stupid.
Yeah, it was
Like,
lame.
The whole premise of it was lame. I mean, there were so many holes in it. It was ridiculous. But yeah, the one before it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the kind of the purpose of this live is we're just educating people. Since we just got done protesting that movie, just letting people know that don't take your kids to see Strange World. The kids do get it. For those that are just joining, we were talking about how we were at the movie and we were talking with a lady and a young girl. Girl was probably 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
The lady said, well, I don't think that the kids will really understand, because we were saying, oh, it's a pretty overtly gay movie. The lady said, I don't think the kids will understand. And the little girl said, oh, no, there's hearts, you know.
Yeah.
So the little girl basically told the lady, like, you know that it's a gay movie, like, because the lady acted like, oh, kids won't really understand.
Yeah, that was so fortunate that cute little girl was there. She's such a doll. Like, she came out with her other friend, and they went and read the sign, and they said, oh. And then they went inside, and then they came back out, and the little girl said, I have a question, and why are you doing this? And so, like, Craig in child talk explained it to her why it was wrong and why we wanted to do this. Wanted to let the parents know what the movie was about.
Yeah, and we told them that, because the theater, we went in the theater when we arrived and told them what we were doing. We said, we're just going to be out here quietly protesting with our signs. We're not going to disturb anybody or block anybody from coming in. We just want you to know. And the guy, they were kind of wondering, and we said something, Corinne said something like, we just don't like that this is the part of the Christmas special. And he said, like, oh, it's not really the Christmas. We've been showing it all week. And
so in the ad it says Christmas.
Your ad in the paper says that it's free tonight as part of the town's Christmas celebration. Yeah, he didn't really say much to that, but that was our thing that bothered us, is that they were showing this as part of the Christmas celebration. And that's what I told the little girl too when she asked why we were doing this. I said, do you know what the meaning of Christmas is, what it's about? And her and her friend both said, yeah, it's the birth of Christ. And I said, yes, absolutely. And I said, God says in the Bible that homosexuality is wrong.
Yeah, he warns against it.
So I said, I think it's really bad that on the celebration of Christ's birth, we're showing a movie that he would not have approved of. And they just kind of were like, oh, okay. But I think they kind of understood. I think they did.
Yeah.
So
I love that one little girl. She's just so cute. She's always had a big personality. She's just the cutest little thing.
Yeah.
Some kids are just special, you know.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna try and see if this one restaurant is open or not.
Because we are hungry. We're finally warm.
Well, I don't know if he's still hungry because he's chowing down on all that popcorn.
Yep. I better put the popcorn away. So you might wonder where we got the popcorn. Well, a friend of ours that we knew from church went in and got it for us and brought it out. She said, you guys look really full. Here, have some popcorn. So, can't say no to hot popcorn. Anyway, so we hope that you guys are all educated about that now, and that you know that Strange World is not a movie you should be taking kids to see. And just don't trust Disney anymore. If you still trust Disney, like, you're way behind the times. Because Disney has been putting out garbage for quite a while now. It's just now they're getting like really forward with it. And you know it's just going to get more and more and more this way.
Yeah. One of the artistic directors said that they inserted gayness into everything they possibly could get away with.
Yeah.
That's where it's going. They're just trying to destroy the little children.
Yeah, so don't think like these Disney movies have a little gayness in the background and no one's going to notice. No, it's going to be right in your face.
No, and the kids know it. They told us themselves. They know it.
The kids know what's going on.
Yep, it's a Disney movie. That's right.
It's just sad because I think, you know, kids naturally, especially as they're growing up, they start, you know, you go through confusing times when you're a kid. And when everybody's saying like, oh, this is normal, this is okay, and it kind of pushes kids into like a gay
things
lifestyle.
that they would, such harmful things to them. I mean, most of the suicide rates for people who live the homosexual lifestyle is enormous.
Yeah. I once saw a study.
Their life expectancy is really low.
Yeah, I once saw a study that said that the life expectancy, like the average for a homosexual man, was like 31 or 32 years old. And I've seen it personally. I used to work for a huge company in Southern California, and there was a lot of homosexuals there. And one of the men, he was a young man. I think he was maybe in his like mid 30s to late 30s, and he passed away. I think from like AIDS complications and stuff. But yeah, it's sad. I had another guy I knew from college who, I didn't know he was gay when I knew him, but later he turned out to be gay, and then he was dating this other young guy. I think they were like in their 20s, I believe, and his boyfriend passed away. I don't know the details or what that was from, but it's true. They have a very low life expectancy. I think part of it is they're going against God's will.
Yeah, it's perverse and harmful, and nobody should be encouraged to do that sort of thing to themselves. It's harming their souls.
Yeah.
So
sad.
Yeah, we don't want them to destroy the little children. That's how America is going to be, is how they were brought up.
Yeah.
I think people need to wake up and stop trusting these companies that they've always trusted, to be more discerning, because the devil is really out there these days.
Seeking whom he may devour.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sad because, Disney used to be the company you could trust. You could grab any Disney movie and put it in front of your kids, and you didn't need to worry about what was in it. But for quite a while now, it's been moving away from that, and now it's like on fast forward. Yeah. Before they were, they kind of gradually were sneaking stuff in. Now it's like they're just really going full speed to, expose your kids to all kinds of garbage.
So will the restaurant be open or not?
I hope so. Since we're out driving around, we're going to there's a Middle Eastern restaurant that we really like out here, so hopefully we can dine there tonight. Warm up our insides.
Yeah.
We were freezing. It was 30 degrees out there where we were.
Headed into Osborne.
Yep, this is Osborne, Kansas.
Of course, it's spelled Osborne, and of course people call it Osborne.
Yeah, they pronounce everything here weird. That's one thing we found out.
They have a town called Salina instead of Selena.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if this place is open, because most things in Kansas don't stay open very late. I mean, in rural Kansas, where we're at.
Yeah.
And it's 8 o'clock, so I'll be amazed if they're still open. But hey, we're in the area. We got to check.
Yeah.
Because we absolutely love this place. I see Osborne has all of its Christmas lights up.
I see lights. Oh, it looks open. Oh yeah, hurry up and run in.
How does it look open?
It's open. Run open. Run in, I mean. Well, it's still open, so he knows there's a customer.
I don't know that it's open. Oh, it says
it's open. Yay! Okay, you guys, thank you for joining us.
We're going to go in and get some yummy Middle Eastern grub.
And Nona says she ate at Cuba, New York today.
Ooh, we're
that
jealous.
Sounds like a fun.
We love us some Cuban food. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks Nona, Grace, and everybody else in here. We appreciate you all joining in. Have a wonderful night, and God bless you all.
God
See
bless.
you next time.